Karthika Palur is a disciple of Kalaimamani Dr. Srilata Vinod. She is a graduate of MA Bharatanatyam from the University of Madras in 2018. Karthika currently pursues her MPhil Karthika performs the famous song Kuile in Raagam, Kambodi, Thaalam, Misra, Chaapu, a composition of Shri Sudhananda Bharati.
Namaskaram, I am Karthika, disciple of Dr. Srilata Vinod. A few words about the composer Shri Sudhananda Bharati. He was a philosopher and a poet. His teachings were mainly focused on the search for God in our own self. He had a great love for the Tamil language. He also mastered European languages like English, Latin and French. He authored more than 250 books in Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, English and French, preaching yoga as a means of complete life. He was the first person to translate both the verse and prose renderings of Tirukkural in English with the same meters. His most important work was Bharata Shakti Mahakavya. Sudhananda Bharati's original name was Venkata Subramaniam. He was born in Shivagangai in 1897. During his school days, he neglected his lessons and wrote poetry, which paved the way for his significant contribution towards the growth of Tamil Isai movement later in his life. He frequently visited temples. He was forced to continue his studies. He also underwent teacher training in a Christian missionary institution and also employed as a teacher. By that time, he had already imbibed the ideals of Christianity to identify the basic principles of various religions. He also staged a play on life of Jesus and also wrote a poetry on Jesus. In a debate, he also declared that one could admire Christ without becoming a Christian. He also studied Islam, Jainism and Buddhism. Sudhananda Bharati had a privilege of meeting and working with many spiritual and national leaders including Mahatma Gandhi, Subramanya Bharati, Sri Aurobindo, Srinivas Iyengar, Ramana Maharishi, Kalki and many more. He also stayed in Sri Aurobindo Ashram, Pondicherry for around 20 years in silence. He also visited many foreign countries to give lectures. Swami Shivananda invited him to preside over the conference of Divine Life Society. After visiting many countries, he stayed in Himalayas for a while. He was the founder of Sama Yoga Samaj at Adayar in Chennai. He stayed there for a decade and returned to his birthplace Sivagangai and established an ashram and stayed there till his last breath. His songs published under the title Sangeetanjali. He had also written a book on dance entitled Natalanjali. He contributed 72 songs in 72 Melakarta ragas. Sudhananda Bharati's compositions have a deep philosophical meaning. Similarly, in this composition, Kuile Unakku Ananta Koti Namaskaram, Kumaran Vara Koovuvai. This composition seems to be like a love poem, but it has a deep philosophical meaning. In this composition, the heroine talks to a cuckoo bird and says, "Please take my message of love to him so that my Lord Muruga will come to me quickly." Here, in this composition, Lord Muruga represents the true knowledge. The quail represents the messenger or the guru. Heroine represents the individual soul. This padam, Kuile, was initially choreographed in Bharata Kalanjali as a solo item by Guru Dhananjayans. I have learnt it from my guru, Dr. Srilata Vinod. Srilata Akka taught me both the versions of Dhananjayan Master as well as Srilata Akka's version of Kuile. So today I will be presenting a combination of both the versions. My humble pranams to my guru and Anuradha ma'am for presenting me this opportunity. Thank you.
குமரன் வர மயில்கள் புலாவும் மலை மாதளிர் சோலையில் மயில்கள் புலாவும் சோலை மாதளிர் சோலையில் மருவி என்னை பிரிந்த முருகன் அருகில் வர மருவி என்னை பிரிந்த முருகன் அருகில் வர குயிலே உனக்கனந்த கோடி நமஸ்காரம் குமரன் வர வருவார் வருவார் என்று வழி பார்த்து கண் சோர்ந்தேன் வருவார் வருவார் என்று வழி பார்த்து கண் சோர்ந்தேன் மாறன் கண்ணைகள் அல்ல சோரன் வர கணிலே மாறன் கண்ணைகள் அல்ல சோரன் வர கணிலே வருவார் வருவார் என்று வழி பார்த்து கண் சோர்ந்தேன் வருவார் வருவார் என்று வழி பார்த்து கண் சோர்ந்தேன் வருவார் பார்த்து கண் சோர்ந்தேன். வருவார் வருவார் என்று வழி பார்த்து கண் சோர்ந்தேன். வருவார் வருவார் என்று வழி பார்த்து கண் சோர்ந்தேன். வருவார் வருவார் என்று வழி பார்த்து கண் சோர்ந்தேன். மரன் கண்ணைகள் அல்ல சோரன் வர காணினேன். மரன் கண்ணைகள் அல்ல சோரன் வர காணினேன். தருவார் மலர் கை என்று தயவேதீர் நோக்கினேன். தருவார் மலர் கை என்று தயவேதீர் நோக்கினேன். ஷண்முக